would you say if you were given 10 minutes to say goodbye to your child? I know what I said as I kissed my daughter's head and tried desperately to get her dad on the phone so he could say goodbye to his little girl. She was in an induced coma, her brain ravaged by inflammation and unrelenting seizures. 6 years ago, I stood beside my 4-year-old daughter's hospital bed while a paediatric intensive care doctor told me I had 10 minutes left with her before she would be taken into an isolation room to die alone. 10 minutes before I would be escorted from the hospital by security guards, howling at the injustice of it all. On my final glimpse, her small body looked almost robotic. A ventilator was inflating and deflating her lungs in a final attempt to keep her alive. And the cruel truth was this: if more people had donated blood in the weeks leading up to that moment, her treatment would not have been delayed, and we would not have been standing there at all. Here's what most people don't realise. My daughter's life depends entirely on donated blood. You see, my daughter Marley lives with a rare, life-threatening condition where her immune system attacks her brain, and there is no cure. The only treatment that works for her is intravenous immunoglobulin infusion, a therapy made from donated human blood and plasma. For nearly 2 years, we could only keep Marley alive 10 days at a time. No amount of science or medical intervention could keep her alive. She was completely at the whim of the willingness of strangers to donate blood. And when blood supplies ran low, her treatment was delayed and her brain became inflamed. Her longest seizure lasted 39 hours and caused one of the several brain injuries she now lives with. During this time, our friends and family were incredible. They sent flowers, they dropped meals, and they asked, what can we do to help? And when we said, we need you to donate blood to help to keep Marley alive, many people simply didn't. Not because they didn't care, but because blood donation didn't feel urgent or personal or visible. Blood donation is invisible. No one sees you do it. There is no audience. And most of the time, you will never know who your blood saves. And because of this invisibility, people die quietly. Not because medicine failed, but because blood wasn't there. Every day, thousands of people die from preventable blood loss or lack of blood products. 1 in 3 people will need blood in their lifetime, and yet only 1 in 30 eligible people donate blood. And blood can't be manufactured, and it can't be stored forever. That's why donations are always needed. If blood is not donated, it simply does not exist. And if you need it and not enough has been donated, you will die. As a family, we learned this in the hardest way possible. When blood supplies were low, treatments stopped, lives were put at risk, long-term health and quality of life irrevocably changed. That experience led me to create a global blood donation advocacy initiative to address the global blood donor deficit, the gap between the number of donors we have and the number of donors we need. It's called Milkshakes for Marley. It's named for my daughter and her obsession with pink strawberry milkshakes. They're the small treat offered after donating blood or to children after they've done something brave. And that's what this work is about, recognising quiet bravery and making it visible. At its heart it exists to make blood donation visible by creating space for blood recipients to tell their stories. Through this work, I collaborate with blood recipients, donor centres, hospitals, workplaces and communities to share their stories, to thank blood donors and to encourage new donors, all with one goal: ending critical blood shortages. And through this work, I began to realise something much bigger than our story. We live in an age defined by the attention economy. Nearly every good deed is visible, shared, measured, rewarded. But blood donation doesn't fit into that world. No one sees you do it, there is no audience, and most of the time you will never know who your blood saves. It is action without applause, and that makes it rare. But to be clear, blood donation isn't rare because people lack compassion. We see the opposite in moments of disaster, when a major accident, natural disaster, or tragedy are dominating our news. People show up. They queue for hours outside blood donation centres. They donate money, they volunteer. These moments remind us of something important. People are good. But they also reveal something else. Every day, just as many people are facing life or death situations based on the availability of blood or plasma, without headlines, without cameras, without urgency attached to their names. And the difference isn't the need, it's the visibility. In fact, blood donation may be one of the last remaining acts of true altruism, requiring us to care about somebody we will never meet, without recognition, without reward. A few months ago, we celebrated Marley's 10th birthday. That's 7 bonus years gifted to her by blood donors. Around our dining table at home, surrounded by family and friends, she blew out her candles, and it wasn't just a birthday celebration. It was proof that blood donors don't just keep people alive, they keep families together. So please consider becoming a blood donor. And if you can't, join me in my blood donation advocacy instead. Share stories on social media. Help someone get to a donation appointment. Volunteer at your local donor centre. And if your workplace offers paid time for blood donation, use it. And if it doesn't, advocate for it. Because in an age defined by the attention economy, blood donation shows us that some of the most powerful acts of care happen quietly, showing strangers their lives matter, even when no one is watching.